Today is a first here on The Four. We're learning more about communities across the state through the pages of books. Every first Tuesday of the month, we're going to invite an independent bookstore from a different part of Minnesota to share their story and a suggested reading list. We're calling this Buzzworthy Books, and our first independent bookstore is Birchbark Books, owned by Native American author Pallas Erdrich.
And her daughter and store manager, Pallas Erdrich, is with us today, and welcome. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much.
We want to hear about your choices, but we're going to talk about Birchbark Books first. I mean, it's a special bookstore found right here in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, and it's nationally recognized.
Well, there are very few independent Native-owned bookstores in the country, but we are very happy to be so well established here, and the community of Minneapolis has embraced us and taken such good care of us. Like through the pandemic, we were closed, but we were still doing, orders where people would come and pick up outside. And I don't know, we've been able to open an event space so we can have more events, and also just, as a Native-owned store, to be so comfortable in this city with other Native-owned businesses that are up and coming. It's great.
And you've been doing it for like 24 years almost.
Yes, nearly. We opened in 2001, and it was my mom's dream, and it was so small. And at first we just had a couple shelves where we would get books from a warehouse, and it evolved slowly. And I really think the thing that's helped us grow more than anything are the people that we've hired and their creative vision for what each person has a unique skill, and we try to find that and let them roll with it. So it's been really great.
In addition to finding Native American literature, arts, crafts, what else stands out at your store that people will see?
We do sell a lot of beadwork. These are actually beadwork made by my sister. They're so beautiful. But we sell a lot of beadwork from Native artists that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere because they work on reservations, or we have contacts with elders who do really interesting traditional work. Some kids who are doing really fun stuff that works with traditional styles. And anyway, so that's something that we have access to that I think people really love, because it's a way to support Native communities by coming to our store, and then when you purchase it, you're supporting a Native artist. So
wonderful.
And it's very unique pieces, which I love.
Well, we want to jump right in because we want to hear about your choices. So let's talk a little bit about the first book, is I Cheerfully Refused by Leif Anger.
Yes, this one I feel is, it's a not quite modern day, it's a dystopian a little bit, Odyssey book where a man is searching for his wife on Lake Superior. So I think this is a really great book for somebody who wants to go to a cabin and read and think really deeply about the water and the nature around them. It's a wonderful adventure story. I was just floated away with it. And it's a little bit like Gulliver's Travels too, where this man goes on this. His wife is also a bookseller, so I like that.
A little connection, like a real life touch there. All right. Number 2, Raw Dog, The Naked Truth About Hot Dogs. What are we saying here?
This is one of my favorites. This is Jamie Loftus, who is a podcaster, a really talented person, and she did a road trip across the country to eat different hot dogs and find the cultural significance, because we all love hot dogs in different ways. Some of them are, $25 and some are $2, and she also, it's a self-discovery book as well. And I think if anybody's graduating from high school or college and you're looking for a gift for a graduation, I love this book for that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, because it's very summery. You could grab this and go to the beach. It's really great.
Cool. And your third book, The Truth According to Ember by Danica Nava.
Well, this is a romance, and everybody in our store has read it. You can see this copy that we have here.
Well
this
worn.
is the advanced copy, and we have gone through this. We share it, and everyone's like, who's got it next? So it's sort of like we have book clubs inside of our store, but this one we all love. It is a Native-focused romance. Country girl moves to the big city, gets her dream job, and then falls in love with a Native man and has to make choices about both her culture and her, romance. So
Lastly, number 4, Werewolves Don't Die by Anton Truer. And this one actually takes place here in Minneapolis?
Yes, it does. Anton Truer is a local tribal leader, and he's a wonderful person, so fun. And this is a YA book, so young adult, and it is focused on a young man, or a teenager in North Minneapolis who wants to get more in touch with his own culture, and he gets into some trouble, goes up north, finds more about where he's from, and it's really beautiful. And we're actually hosting an event with Anton on the 13th of June at the library, Denham County Library. So you can find that on our events page of birchbarkbooks.com/events. And we're very excited about it. It's going to be really fun if anybody wants to come.
Well,
Thank you.
We'd like to talk about your mother's book, but we have run out of time.
Okay,
we're gonna have
that's
to have you
fine.
come back again.
Well, that's no problem for me. So.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining
Pallas.
us.
Thanks.
And if you'd like to visit Pallas and Birchbark Books, you can find the store at 2115 West 21st Street in Minneapolis. And of course, you can find more information on the store's website.